Everybody, it's Emily and it's Monday morning around 11. I have this urge to do a reading vlog. Like I said, it's Monday, and so my goal would be to daily vlog, I guess, for the week, and we'll see how this ends up. So I guess I'll start by showing you what I'm currently reading right now. And, my house is chaos. We just finished school with my youngest. So she's not feeling well today. She has the sniffles. So we only did like a half school day. And so she's upstairs resting and dramatically coughing. You probably saw that I did a weekend reads, and to be honest, I read almost nothing the whole weekend. We were busy. We were busy doing things, so I didn't actually get a chance to read much. So, the books I'm currently still reading are Sal and Gabby Break the Universe by Carlos Hernandez. I have not moved my bookmark, so I am still exactly where I was the last time I read. And yeah, I'm going to actually be reading this in a few minutes. I did read a tiny bit of The Book Thief yesterday, but like literally when I say a tiny bit, I think I read like 6 or 7 pages. It wasn't much, but you can see I'm annotating and I'm just, I don't know. This book might get better every time I read it. It's possible, but I'm just adoring it right now. I love rereading because different things jump out at me as I'm reading than, previous reads. And yeah, I don't know. I'm really liking my reread of this. I cannot wait for the live show so we can talk about it. And by the way, the live show is going to be on September 28th at 6 p.m. I'm also still currently reading The Marrow Thieves by Sherry Dimeline. I'm not sure how you say that name. This is a read aloud with my twins. We hardly read last week. It's not a great week for getting reading done, but as soon as my son gets home, he's at school right now. He takes his art elective classes at the high school, so he's there right now. But when he comes home, we're going to be reading this. I'm actually really liking it. We're not very far in, but after the chapter we read the other day, I pointed out how I thought it kind of reminded me of Unwind in a way. And my son Riley was like, no, it's not. But he doesn't think it's as good writing as that. But I think the plot is very similar, and like the idea of these people trying to run away and hide from people who want to take their body parts for medicinal use, transplant use, that kind of thing. I don't know. I thought it was very similar storyline wise, and I was intrigued by that. I want to see how they do it in The Marrow Thieves as opposed to how they did it in Unwind. So I'm really liking it. What else am I reading? Let me walk over here. I'm sitting on my couch now. In front of me, which I'll show you in a minute, is my stacks for level 5 and 6. I'm currently working on level 5, specifically the update. It's turning into this huge project, like an overhaul. Like I knew going in I was going to be changing a bunch of things. Level 5, FYI, is American history, is pretty much one of the first levels I ever wrote. And as such, it was very much a simplified version of what I've been doing, and like increasingly finding my pattern, my rhythm, my like what I wanted Build Your Library to become. And so level 5 is very basic when you look at it next to other levels. And so I've known for like 2 years or so that I really need to go back and I need to fix level 5 and update it to be what all the other levels look like. And so that's been an ongoing project in my head. Like, do I want to change any of the books? Do I just want to use what I have? And then like it started evolving. And now at this point, it's basically a complete overhaul. Like there's so many changes that I'm basically rewriting an entirely new level. It's a lot more than I anticipated, but I'm very excited about it. I'm also reading with my daughter because she's doing level 5, so she's kind of my guinea pig for testing out books and stuff. So we're reading Morning Girl by Michael Doris. We're almost done with it. I think we're going to finish it tomorrow. And this is a story that takes place like right before Columbus comes to the New World and discovers it, and it follows a brother and sister who live the Bahamian island where he lands. They're Taino, and it's in 1492, so it's like literally right then. So you get to see their perspective, and we're enjoying it. It's very short. It's actually going to be a reader in level 5, but I wanted to read it and she wanted to hear it, so I figured we'll just do this one as a read aloud together. But we're also reading Turtle Island, and this is a story of North America's first people. I really like the illustrations. I like how they weave the mythology of different peoples, indigenous peoples, into the like story of how they came to this continent and like following them from the Ice Age up. So we're also using the Kid's Guide to Native American History. And this is put together, hold on. This is put together by Yvonne Joachim Dennis and Arlene Hirschfelder. And it's very big and awkward, so I can't really hold it very well. But this is the book. It's full of activities that you can do. And I like that it's written by Indigenous people. So it's not like cultural appropriation activities, if you know, like you would find in some other project books. So anyway, this is what I'm pairing that with. I have a lot of books in front of me right now. It's chaos, but I'm hoping to get this done in the next like 3 or 4 months. I've just come off of level 12. I'm kind of burnt out and I'm going very slow with this. I don't know. My goal was to have it out by like Christmas-ish time period. I'm going to be honest with you guys and say it's probably not going to be that early. I'm just very, very tired. Like I wrote 12 levels in 7 years. That's a lot. That's a lot. Like when I did it, it didn't feel like a crazy, I mean, it did. I'm not going to lie and say that it was easy, but it didn't feel ridiculous. But I'll tell you right now, coming off of that and like finally having a break and then jumping right into another project was probably dumb. I know it's necessary. I know I need to get this done, but oh my goodness, I'm having a hard time getting my brain to focus. So it'll be done when it's done, but I'm hoping to get it done maybe January, February. So I'm not going to be too ridiculous with myself because I just can't. I can't do all the things that I want to do and homeschool my kids and be sane, if that makes sense. So I'm going to be checking in over the course of the week and we'll chat about what I'm reading. Oh, I'm also still reading on my Kindle Moon on the Crusted Snow. I forgot to say that. I'm almost to the halfway point and it's getting really good. Like things are starting to happen. Like I said, it's a quiet apocalypse book, but the quietness is starting to shatter and things are starting to like get real. I'm really liking it and I can't wait to talk more about it in my wrap up because I think it's a really good story. So I'm going to go read and stuff and I'll check back in with you guys later. Dun, 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 dun. Whoop, there it goes. It's my new book. I've been wanting to read this because it just sounds awesome. Somebody said it was like the Babysitter's Club meets Buffy, and as a person who read the Babysitter's Club back in the day and also loves Buffy, this sounds great. Totally unrelated to books and reading. I'm making lunch and I thought I'd show you guys some of my favorite products, like what I eat a lot of, because I know I talk a lot about gluten-free stuff on Instagram. So my favorite bread is Canyon Bakehouse. They are gluten-free, dairy-free, I think nut-free, I don't know, soy-free maybe? Yeah, dairy, soy, and nut-free. And their bread is one of my favorites because one, it doesn't have to go in the refrigerator so it can sit out. It doesn't get that weird like hardness to it after sitting in the fridge when you have to warm it up to eat it. It stays soft. And I mean, it's gluten-free bread, so it's small and it's not as soft as regular bread, but it's my favorite. And they have a bunch of different flavors. This one is honey oat. My favorite is the Hawaiian, which they don't always carry at the grocery store, but they just had it, so I bought like 3 bags. I also am obsessed with chow cheese slices. This is made from tofu, and I've tried a bunch of different kinds of cheese, fake cheese, because I can't have dairy, and this is the one that I think tastes the most cheese-like. So I make sandwiches with that a lot. I like it for grilled cheese, but I'm about to make a tuna salad sandwich and I'm going to throw some cheese on it because I like it. And I'm also obsessed with Trader Joe's Spud Crunchies. They taste just like McDonald's French fries to me. And I haven't had a McDonald's French fry in like a good 10 years, so it's nice to have something similar to that. So that's my lunch today. Tuna salad sandwich with fake cheese and Spud Crunchies. So anyway, if anyone's ever interested in hearing more about like my favorite products for gluten-free, just let me know in the comments. I've been debating making a video, but I couldn't decide if I wanted to do a whole video on that, but I can if you're interested. So, just let me know if that's something you'd like to see. So it is now Tuesday afternoon, afternoon, it's like 3 o'clock. And of course I don't have the cover on it, but this is Sal and Gabby Break the Universe, and I'm not DNFing it, but I am setting it aside because it's not exactly what I'm looking for level 5. I like it. It's good, and I do want to finish it. I'm like almost halfway, and I do intend to finish it, but just not right now. I'm thinking this would make a really good reader for level 6, so I might set it aside. It doesn't make a good read aloud, I don't think. Like, there's a lot of dialogue that is just kind of childish sounding, which is fine. It's a middle grade, of course, but I don't think it will read aloud well. Also, there's a lot of Spanish, so I know that that can be awkward when you're reading it aloud, especially if you don't speak Spanish, or you're not comfortable with that kind of an accent, or you don't want it to sound wrong. I don't know. I just was thinking this probably isn't going to make a good read aloud. So I'm setting it aside, but I need a book that would fit the gap that I have in level 5 that I'm trying to fill in. So I think I'm going to do Wonder by R.J. Palacio instead. I'm way behind the times on this one. I've heard a lot of people talk about this book. I've owned it for a good 2 years and I've never read it. So I'm thinking this is a good time to jump into that. I don't know a lot about it beyond that it's a boy who I believe has a facial deformity, I think, and about him and his experiences in school and making friends and family stuff and that sort of thing. I know there's a movie. I don't know hardly anything about it, and I feel way behind. So I think I'm going to pick this up and see if this will work. I really wanted some kind of a realistic, not realistic, but just more modern piece of middle grade fiction to go here, coming off of a lot of historical fiction. I just feel like that would be a good place for that. So I don't know. I haven't started it yet. I'm probably going to start it right now, but I'll be honest and say that I'm just not feeling great. I don't feel like reading. I was not feeling well yesterday. My daughter has a cold, and I think she's given it to me. I don't have the congestion, I just have the headache, body ache, just misery that goes along with that. I'm trying to still like read though, because I'm at least for sure gonna be reading The Book Thief later tonight. I got almost halfway. I've been reading this in the evenings and I'm excited to pick it up again tonight. I just, oh my gosh, every time I pick it up, I get so like content and like that good like warm feeling. It makes me feel cozy and warm. I don't know how to explain that because there are moments in the book that are happy, but there's a lot of sad stuff. But I will say, one of the things that I love about The Book Thief is how the narrator prepares you. Like, he even comes out and says at one point, like, this isn't a mystery. I'm going to let you know. Like, this is exactly what happens. I already know what happens. So now you know what happens. So let's talk about how we get there. And I just really appreciated that so much. The first time I read it, I was like taken aback. Like, what? I don't think I'd ever read a book like that before that like prepared me for the sadness to come. And I don't know, it's kind of it doesn't lessen the blow when it happens. I think I still am really emotional about it, and I'm definitely going to cry again because I already got weepy twice reading this so far and I'm only halfway. But yeah. So anyway, I'm going to read that later. I'm probably going to start Wonder. I also really want to go make donuts. I finally found a donut pan. I've been looking for one. I know I could probably order it online, but I don't know. I've been looking in stores for a donut pan. I have a mini one and I hate it because I can never make like put just enough stuff in it and it always comes out like a muffin. It's weird. So I've been looking for a full-sized donut pan so I can make gluten-free, dairy-free donuts to go with the apple cider we got. And I might do that, but I'm also tired and not feeling great. So as much as I want to eat the donuts, I don't know that I really feel like making them. Also, I might film, I haven't decided yet, I might film my book haul. I don't know if you can see behind me on the shelf, that stack of books, that's my book haul. Actually, to be honest, that's only half of it. I'm not hauling all of the stuff I bought for levels 5 and 6 because then it would be like a stupidly long book haul. I might keep that to a separate video. I don't know. I keep saying I'm going to make a video about all the stuff for levels 5 and 6, but have I? No, I haven't. And I don't know if I'm going to because there's a lot. But maybe I'll give you a sneak peek and show you just like a smidge of what I have. So basically I'm restructuring level 5 and 6. I'm adding some new things. I'm moving some things around, that sort of thing. One of the books I'm definitely going to be using is, let me pick it up, is Words That Built a Nation. This is a book of primary sources and it's really nice. So this book is Words That Built a Nation, Voices of Democracy That Have Shaped America's History by Marilyn Miller, Ellen Scordato, and Dan Tucker. And I like it because it's colorful and interesting to look at and gives you the primary source, some information about it, and notes and things to do with the history behind that source. So it's pretty cool. I really like how colorful it is. Also, I have this. I have the old version too. I bought this to see if it was different, if there was anything new. And it's pretty much the same, I think. They might have moved some things around. There might be 1 or 2 new entries. I don't know. I still think it's basically the same book. But this one, they changed the name. The old one was Children's Encyclopedia of American History. This one is Smithsonian American History of Visual Encyclopedia. I think they tried to make it look a little more grown up, but it's still the same basic. It's a very basic, like, encyclopedia version of American history. And I like that it's colorful. I like that there's lots of pictures and that it's brief and to the point. And it makes a good resource to give the spine, the foundation, and then we build around. So I have that in my pile. So those are both going to be like spine books. And you can see like there's a lot of books here. and I'm a little bit overwhelmed at the moment. You can't really tell, but there's a lot of books here. So will I use all of these? No, it's definitely not going to be all of them. I also have as spines, I have an Indigenous Peoples History of the United States for Young People. I've talked about this before. I really liked the adult version that I used in level 12, so I was really excited to see there was a young adult version. And I also picked this up, but I don't think I'm going to use it because I think it's just getting to be too much stuff in the level, and of the things that I could set aside, you're going to read this again in level 12, so I don't think it's as needed in levels 5 and 6, but I might change my mind. But right now, I think I'm on the fence. But it's a potential. I really loved the adult version. Again, I love this, like looking at history through a different lens. I feel like it's a really interesting resource, and it focuses a lot more on immigrants and the different groups of people coming to America. So I don't know. I really liked the adult version quite a lot. It was probably one of my favorite spines that I read for level 12, so I'm thinking about it, but I don't know. Since it is a book that you're going to pick up again in level 12, I'm not sure we need to cover that exact same material, because it's basically, both of these are basically exactly the same information, just like brought down to a younger level. So I don't know. Let's move some things. What else do I have here that I can show you? I don't know. I've just been buying so much stuff. I have Black Heroes of American Revolution. This is going to be a reader. I picked this up. Chickadee by Louise Erdrich. If you've read The Birch Bark House, and you know the story in that, there's a character who was a baby and he didn't have a name yet, and my daughter like latched onto that in that story and decided she was going to name him Chickadee. And so when I saw that there was a book in the series called Chickadee, I absolutely had to pick it up. I think it kind of stands alone, at least that's the impression that I've gotten. So this might be in level 5, but I haven't decided yet. Just because my daughter's already read Birch Bark House, does not wish to read it again. But there's just a lot of books here. I mean, I don't know. I get carried away, and I'm not going to show you every single thing in this pile because, like I said, I don't want to talk for 6 hours about all of the things, but I'll just kind of give you like some peeks at what I have here. Some of them are picture books, or like longer picture books, like this one is a picture book, but it's also like a picture book for older readers, whereas this one is similar, but I don't know. I still feel like a 10-year-old to a 12-year-old can get a lot out of a picture book, so I have quite a few resources like that. This one, I think, too, is just so pretty. Like the illustrations in it are gorgeous. So yeah, that's some of the books I have here. I don't know. There's a lot. So that's just a little sneak peek. That was just the level 5 stuff and some of the spines that would carry over for both 5 and 6. But as you can see, it's a lot. And as I'm debating dropping the entirety of A History of Us, I don't know. I kept going back and forth over, well, we'll just drop the first book, and then, oh, well, maybe we'll just use 1 or 2 of the books. And then it just became do I need to use any of the books? Do I want to hold on to this? Like, part of it is just there's not a lot of resources out there that are such fleshed out, like in-depth history for that age. And while I love things like A Different Mirror and an indigenous, ooh, I just hit myself in the face, and an Indigenous Peoples History of the United States, while I love those resources, they do not stand on their own, I don't think. You won't get a full picture of the history of the country if you only use those. Those are very specific, but right now I'm thinking about what I'll do if I drop all of The History of Us and how that would look, and do I have enough resources to flesh it out to give you a full picture without giving you a book list of like 80 books, because I know how carried away I get, and I don't want to force people to have to purchase that many books. One of the things that I try to stick to with Build Your Library, and it's hard, and sometimes I failed at it, but I want to provide you the resources to, one, build your library if you want to do that, but also to not force you into buying 80 books if you can't afford that. And I try to find things that I think will be in the library, but that's not always possible either. I do my best to make it affordable. I'm doing my best to find the least amount of books to give you the fullest picture for history. And that's a little bit hard. And I think I also tend to obsess over making it perfect. I want to have the perfect book list. Like, it has to be just right. And I need to let go of that a little bit and do the best I can without driving myself completely insane, obsessing over the perfect book list. Oh, there's a lot of really great books. Like, seriously, when I was working level 12, I just discovered so many things that either I just hadn't heard of before when I was writing level 5, or that are new and didn't exist then. And it's just, there's so much, and I want to read everything. I'm trying to do my best to get this done in a timely manner. But like I said, I'm also trying to give myself a break and not push myself so hard, because I am one of those people who just throws myself fully into every project, and then it just takes over my life and I have to do it 24/7, and that's all I think about. Like, I literally had dreams about lesson planning and searching for books, and it's a lot. I don't know. I tend to go overboard. So I'm trying to rein it in and give myself the permission to relax a little bit. I don't know. This went on way longer than I intended. This is a very long tangent for what I was trying to do with this video, but I hope you guys have enjoyed it. If you want to see more of the level 5 stuff, level 6 stuff, let me know. Maybe I'll do a full video, but I kind of want to wait until I have the official book list, because I don't want to I don't want to tell you about books that we're not going to use, because I don't want you to have to go buy things that aren't going to actually be in the level. Again, with the trying to be affordable, I don't want you to get excited about a book that might not be there in the curriculum when I'm done, because, I'd like to try to save you the money and the time. Anyway, I'm going to go. I'm going to go and try to read, and I'll check back in with you later, and hopefully I'll have something to tell you about a book I've actually read. I totally forgot that my daughter and I finished Morning Girl this morning, and I was going to tell you guys a little bit about it. This is by Michael Doris, and it's very short. It's like not even 100 pages, but it took us a couple of days to get through. So this is a story about Taino brother and sister who live on the Bahamian Islands in 1492, right before Columbus comes, and you get to see like what it was like to live then in that place. And so for that, it's really interesting. My daughter thought it was a little bit boring, but not a lot happen. I mean, there's stuff that happens. There's a storm and all that kind of stuff. So there is some action, but she thought it was a little bit slow. And we also just read The Invention of Hugo Cabret, which was like her favorite book that we've read ever. And it was very exciting and lots of action. So compared to that, I guess this is a little bit slow, but I thought it was really good. We had a really great discussion after we finished about assumptions. And so I thought that was a great discussion based on what happens in the story, where at the very end, spoiler alert, at the very end of the book, she sees these ships coming in and these strange men, and she sees them, the little girl in the story, she sees them as just weird and maybe not the smartest and kind of rude, and she doesn't quite know what to make of them, so she assumes that they're not the brightest people. And then you see in a letter written by Columbus back to the king and queen of Spain, I assume, that, when he meets these people, he thinks they're very stupid. They don't speak their language. They don't know what weapons are. They don't seem to have a religion, so they're clearly not very bright. They'll make great servants. And so he's made an assumption about them. And so we had a great conversation about why we shouldn't assume things about people, why we should get to know them first, why it's wrong to make assumptions about whole groups of people just because they're different from us. So anyway, for that alone, I thought this book was great. I don't know. I could see why she would rate it lower than I would. I gave it like a 4-star, 3.5 stars. She gave it like a 2-star, 3-star. So we met in the middle and I gave it a 3 stars on Goodreads. Good morning, or not really morning anymore because it's like 11 o'clock on Wednesday. So this is my daily check-in, and I did not read much of at all yesterday. I did not feel well. Let me come sit down. So anyhow, so yesterday I was not feeling well all day. I don't know for sure if I was sick with whatever Regina has, or if it was just my ulcerative colitis killing me once again. I don't know. But I feel better today. So hopefully that sticks through the whole day and I can get things done. My plan is to try to read all of Wonder today. I started it yesterday. I did not get very far. I'd like to try to get it done. I think I can, but we'll see. I'm not going to get myself too pumped to actually finish the whole book today because whenever I say I'm going to do that, I never do. But I do think I could if I pushed myself. So that might happen. We finished school a little while ago. We had to end a little early today because for whatever reason, teaching textbooks isn't working. So I gave up trying to get in. I don't know. It just kept crashing on us. So I think there must be something with their server. I said we might try again later today, but let's be honest. If we don't get it done in the morning, it's not going to happen. Regina's feeling like she lucked out there. So she's upstairs writing a book. I thought really quick I would show you what's in our morning basket because I keep saying I'm going to make video about it and I just haven't. I'm like way behind on filming like actual videos because I haven't been feeling great lately. It's a lot of work. I have to like put on makeup. I have to like get myself together. I have to clean up so that I have a filming area. And then I have to edit. And I'm doing this vlog, and vlogging feels easy in the doing it because I don't have to do all those things. I can just grab my camera and start talking, but then I forget that I'm gonna have to edit this later. Anyway, I thought I would show you what we have going on right now in our morning basket. We're still getting our bearings. We haven't gotten to everything. So anyway, right now, we just started this today. We're reading The Wild Robot by Peter Brown. This is our read aloud. And I'm probably going to use this as something in level 5. Maybe a reader? I don't know yet. But I bought it to read with her a year ago and we didn't get to it. So I decided we would do this now as a read aloud. And so that's what we're currently reading. We just started. We're like 3 chapters in, so not very far. For independent reading, and I just dropped the bookmark. I think I know where we were. She's reading El Defo by C.C. Bell. This has been a really great book for us to kind of read together. She's reading it to me. And so we still can discuss and talk about it, and we're finding it really, really great. It's very entertaining. I love the illustrations. They're super cute. They kind of remind me a little bit of Arthur, the kids show Arthur. I don't know if you guys have seen that. I don't know if it's even still on, but when my kids were little, they loved Arthur. So we watched it a lot. And the illustrations kind of evoke that same vibe for me. Anyway, this is a story. It's like a memoir about a little girl who I think it was meningitis when she was very small, and it made her go deaf. And it's about her experiences. And it's true. My daughter loves it. It's a true story. We're really enjoying this. We just got a copy of, I just discovered this was the thing. This is Usborne Politics for Beginners. I thought she would enjoy learning a little bit about this since it's a topic she hears us talk about a lot, and her brothers are studying government and politics. So I wanted to include her in something like that, so she would at least be able to follow along. So very basic. It covers not just American politics, but politics in general, and it's very colorful, very easy to read. Another picture spread for you. And we're really enjoying that. This is currently her favorite book that I have in our morning time basket, and that is Brazen, Rebel Ladies Who Rocked the World by Penelope Bagu. I'm not sure how you say her name. This is like graphic novel format, and it's very cool. about a variety of different women through history who have done cool things. And this is kind of what a spread looks like. So we've only done 2 of the stories so far, but she begs for this book all the time, so she's always asking for one more story. And I love to hear that. We're also reading through Turtle Island in our morning time basket. I've talked about this a couple different times, so I'm not going to go into detail. This is our history reading. I have this in our basket, but we haven't gotten to it yet. It's Shakespeare Retold by E. Nesbit, and it's just exactly what it sounds like. It's several Shakespeare plays, but they are retold in like short story format. I don't know, I had it in my head that we were going to try to read like one play a month and maybe like pull some quotes from the real one to compare. I don't know yet. This would be her first foray into Shakespeare. I haven't quite decided how I want to do it yet, so we haven't started it. But that is a thing that will probably happen at some point this year. And I also have The Poetry of Us, and this is poetry to do with the United States, and it's just one of those cool National Geographic books. I love the illustrations in it. They're gorgeous, like full color pictures. The poetry is great. So I don't think I'm going to change the poetry in level 5 and 6 because I like those books, but my daughter is a big fan of these books, so that's what we're doing this year. But I think I might like intersperse some of the other books because I want to cover those too. There's just too many things. There's too many things that I want to do. So I have that. And also, we've been very slowly making our way through Vincent's Starry Night, a children's history of art. I just love this book. And when I say very slowly, I do mean very slowly. We're like maybe a dozen chapters in. We've been reading it for a couple of years, but like we're barely getting in there. Or we keep rereading the same stories a lot too because. So basically that is our morning time basket. I don't read all of these every day, obviously. Some of them we only read like once a month. Some of them we read on a loop once a week. So like Mondays are history, Tuesdays are for hero stories, and Wednesdays are for politics and that sort of thing. So it's not an everyday. Our morning basket literally takes us like 20 minutes, sometimes half an hour if I read extra chapters in our read aloud, but that is basically it. And yeah, I keep it simple because honestly, I ain't got time for complicated. I want to make sure we get to stuff that I want to cover. This morning we read our read aloud and we read the politics book and we read a story from Brazen because I hadn't planned on it today, but she begged. So I relented because I'm not going to say no when a kid is begging me to read to them. So anyway, that is what we've been doing. And so right now I'm gonna get off of here and go deal with email and that sort of thing, and maybe start reading Wonder. I still want to do my book haul too. I don't know, I might do that today. So that's a thing that might happen if I can convince myself to go put makeup on. I put on makeup, so you know what that means? That means I'm about to film. So I just finished filming my September book haul, and you can see it behind me. This is my haul. I'll talk more about it in the video. I don't know which one of these is going to go up first. Probably the book haul because it'll be easier to edit. But that is done. I did read some more of Wonder, which is on the other side of the room, so I'm not going to go grab that. But I read about 50 pages, so, you know, not so much finishing the book today, but I did read. So that's a thing that I did accomplish. We got some schoolwork done. I got some reading done. I filmed. I'm going to say I'm feeling accomplished. And so now I'm going to start some dinner in a minute. I'm going to try to throw in some laundry because that's behind. That is about it for the day. I don't really have any plans later. I do want to read Book Thief tonight. I just did not feel well at all yesterday, so I didn't read it at all. But I'm almost halfway. I feel like if I push myself, I could probably finish it by this weekend, which is ideal because that will give me time to like sit and think about what I want to talk about during the live show, which is like not this Saturday, but the following. So that's sooner than I realize, I think. So that is my plan for tonight, is to try to squeeze in some more reading after dinner. And this goon, hey, this goon was licking my books as I was doing my book haul. I was stacking the books on the floor and he was licking them. Were you licking my books? Does that mean you like to read? He just likes to hang out under my tripod, so really I should have known better, because that's where I was setting the books down, because the tripod was right in front of me and he was licking them. So it is Thursday and about 1 o'clock, and I think I'm going to wrap up my vlog here. I just finished Moon of the Crusted Snow. I've been reading it at night on my Kindle, and last night I was like just over 80%, but I was so tired, so I went to sleep. And when I got up this morning, I decided after we finished school I would finish it. So that is what I just did. I just finished it up, and I'm gonna have to say this is a really good book. I really enjoyed this. The story is very ominous, very like slow building. You feel like you're jumping into this apocalypse as it starts, but it never feels so full of doom until later on in the story. So it's following this indigenous tribe of people, the Ojibwe people in Canada, and how they were displaced there because the white men pushed them off their land. They used to live in the Michigan area, I think, and so they're up further north now. And their power's gone out, and they don't know what's going on. They haven't heard anything from this down south yet. They don't know what's happening, and it's not until later on that you get anything about what's happening elsewhere. You never really quite find out what happened, but it's really good, really dark, quiet apocalypse. Like I keep saying that. It's like a quiet apocalyptic novel, but it's very slow building, and yeah, I really enjoyed it though. I like the different perspective. I'll have to think on it and talk more about it in my wrap up, but yeah, it was really good. So, I don't know what else I'm going to get done today. My son is sick. He had to stay home. He had some classes at school today that he had to miss because now he's got the cold. We're just passing it around. I hope it doesn't come back to me. But anyway, so it's kind of a quiet day. I might read more from Wonder because I really wanted to get this done sooner rather than later. So that might be what I do next. But I don't know. I don't really have any big exciting plans for the rest of the day or the weekend, really. I think this is going to be a stay at home and clean the house kind of weekend. So I know I said I was going to end the vlog, but I thought I'd pop back in just for a second. One, because I didn't remember to talk about that I've been reading. I read more of The Book Thief last night. So I did that. I read about, I don't know, 55 more pages. So I am now just over halfway, and I'm hoping maybe I'll finish it this weekend. That's the goal anyway. I think I'm going to try to finish this weekend and get this done. But really the reason I thought I'd pop back in quick is suddenly I'm wearing makeup. I know. It's like, where did that come from? Well, I went, instead of reading, I went on YouTube because I ended up watching, I think, Chelsea Darling do a contemporary-thon recommendations video, and that got me thinking I should do contemporary-a-thon. And I don't know why, because I don't generally read contemporary. However, I happen to have a whole bunch of them at the moment that I wanted to get to. So I just sat down and worked up a TBR. I'm gonna go film it in a second. I don't know what I'm doing. It's next week. Like, what? I don't know. I'm crazy, clearly, but it sounds fun, and I happen to have a whole bunch of books that are contemporaries that I'd like to get to. So that is the plan, even though I'm literally wearing pajamas. Now you know my secret. Anyway, so I'm gonna go film a video with makeup on in my pajamas for my contemporary-a-thon TBR. I am actually wrapping this up. This is the end of this reading vlog because I think I have enough footage to edit. That is all for now. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Happy reading. Bye.